Welcome to another Sign of the Times for the 7th of January. So good news came in today. The Serum Institute of India will be providing us with 1.5 million AstraZeneca vaccine doses. It's coming the end of Jan, and there'll be another 100,000 coming in February.
The health minister will be ensuring that there'll be no more delays.
There is an unusual amount of mutations of this new strain, and I understand that the virus that the vaccine is going to be tested on this new strain. There's wonderful news that we're getting 1.5 million doses from India. What do we know about this AstraZeneca vaccine?
Well, India is the largest manufacturer of the vaccine, and they've produced one of high quality. It is said to be entirely safe.
In layman's terms, what is the difference between the current strain and the strain from 2020?
Well, viruses mutate, and it's their very nature to do so. The effects of the mutation could make them easier to spread. They may simply have small changes in their makeup. The viruses are being investigated intently. The core question is this new strain spreading faster? And it certainly looks that way in the Western Cape and the KZN. Does it cause more severe disease? Doesn't look that way.
I understand that the AstraZeneca vaccine is being purchased primarily for the health workers for now, and good time too. I got all this marking to do because they called me in because they need people to meet that deadline of marking all of those scripts. 3 million scripts need to be marked across the country, and some of the markers have pulled out at the last minute. Can you believe that over 800 markers didn't pitch because they weren't feeling well? Well, I understand that some of them may have been in contact with the infected, and that may have led them to make this decision of not pitching up for marking. So 45,000 teachers are expected to clock in across the country, and if they're not well, they don't have to come in. SATU will be ensuring that the marking venues are 100% safe. How much sleep are we getting compared to the rest of the world? More after the break. If you want a real sense of security, why don't you try Momentum? It beats my security blanket, and I can get my entire family covered for a reasonable price. Why don't you go on to www.momentum.co.za now to find out more? Now that's real medical security. Thank you for that suggestion there. Um, Ideally, how much sleep should we be getting, Brian?
Well, it depends. 553 minutes is 9 hours, and most 10 to 19-year-olds are already getting this amount of sleep.
Why should 60-year-olds be getting less sleep than everybody else?
The amount of sleep reduces the older you get, and disease pushes the hours up.
I understand that we're at the top of the international scale, and we are officially the best sleepers in the world. Our sleep or sleep-related activities were being monitored during this test, I understand, and the definition of sleep-related was not unpacked. And as a result of international study, um, it should not be seen as conclusive that we are the best sleepers in the world.
We need to remember that falling asleep naturally is better than popping pills, and having an afternoon nap is perfectly fine. 2 to 3 p.m. is a very popular time to take a nap.
I can't sleep in the day. Besides, I got matric final papers to mark. In other news, there's two pandemics hitting South Africa. So one of these is COVID-19 and the other one is, of course, corruption. We may have found a cure for the pandemic, but have we found a cure for corruption? How do we improve the current economy when there's corruption running rampant across our nation?
The entire world is feeling the pinch at the moment. Now that we have the vaccine and we are testing it on the second strain, we are finally gaining momentum. The gross domestic product, or GDP, has been on the decline since 2014. Many people have lost their jobs, and South Africa has to make hard decisions about its recovery and its neighbors. It'll take more than our strong African relations to recover from this plight.
So an arrival of 1.5 million doses is great news, and this should tame the pandemic. However, poor transport, infrastructure, and health systems will bedevil any recovery we have planned. There's this ivermectin drug that people are using illegally.
Well, some people are really passionate about using this drug as a cure, but there's supposedly no proof suggesting that it will work as a cure against COVID-19. A man was arrested earlier at Durban International for being in possession of the drug and will stand trial for his involvement in its distribution.
The tablet was used on millions of people in East Africa and it was effective in that region, especially in treating river blindness.
Well, the Department of Health says that ivermectin should not be used on humans, and other researchers from Australia and Japan, as well as the UK, have provided substantial support in favor of ivermectin. Ivermectin was used in Africa, as you said, to combat river blindness, and it apparently increases the rate of survival of those infected with COVID-19.
So do you think that ivermectin should be brought in to co-op with AstraZeneca? You know, the main reason we've got AstraZeneca is because we can keep it at a manageable temperature. I hear that Canada is going to be providing us with their excess vaccine as well.
So anyone who wants to come along as a co-op to AstraZeneca has to go through quite a lengthy process. It's not as easy as inserting a coin and joining the battle against COVID-19 in an arcade game. However, people should be given the right to choose this as an alternative to AstraZeneca, as this harkens to the days of Zaki Ahmad's fight for freedom of choice years ago.
Experts have raised this concern as ivermectin seems to be effective against other infectious diseases.
Well, the drug is approved for human use. This was 4 years ago. The side effects have not been substantial, and people who were treated for river blindness have had great success.
Well, with hospitals at full capacity, they are in need of some volunteers, especially in the area of administrative tasks, someone to order food for them, and someone just to help out with duties that are non-medical at the hospitals. Merman, I believe that you've prepared something special to be rolled out meal-wise. When I'm in the mood for a snack, all I do is get me some fish fingers. Wild caught succulent hake fish fingers coated in our irresistible crispy golden crumb. free from preservatives and artificial colorants, high in omega-3. Get yours today. Thank you for watching another Sign of the Times. I'm certainly going to tuck into some of that fish fingers. I'll have mine with some Mrs. Ball's chutney. You must enjoy the rest of the evening. Goodbye.